Carr, the Minnesota Storm. He's going to be in the red singlet coming to the mat. Lawton Benna, Viking Wrestling Club in the blue.
In favor of Colin Carr, Northern Colorado Wrestling Club at 74 kilos. And now at 84 kilos on mat 2. Colin Carr, Minnesota Storm, Lawton Benna, Viking Wrestling Club, 84 kilos, mat 2.
All right, so we're going to get underway here. Just waiting for our officials to get set. Looks like they are. Like I said, Benna is going to be in the blue, and Carr is going to be in the red. Winner gets Riley Lefevre in the quarterfinals.
On mat 3, we're staying at 74.
Also on that side of the bracket, Peter Rinda, Chandler Rogers. And Rogers, I think, he might be the guy here, just looking at up and down this weight class.
Lefevre was a junior national runner-up last year, USA Wrestling Junior Nationals, and wrestles at Wabash in Indiana. So he's not up on the big stage, the Division I, Division II guys that you see, but
exceptional talent.
Yes. And so he might not be a household name, but he is your #1 seed.
And Carr's going to get hit for the passivity warning there, 40 seconds into this one. We are 0-0. Now Carr in high C transitions to the single leg. He's trying to circle. And Benna, he's trying to sit the hip here. Pull it over the top, and does. So Benna's going to take the 2-0 lead. That's an interesting crotch lift. He's going to hit it again, up 4-0.
And as we're watching here, the original 2 that was looked for was white paddled. Now the last 2 have been confirmed.
Wrestlers, coaches, and fans.
And he's going for it again. I don't believe there was any exposure on that one.
On mats 1 and 2.
And Carr going to come out the back door. He's only going to get 1 point on that, if I'm not mistaken.
1 confirmed. And that's going to be considered a reversal situation.
Exactly.
Where in the folk style mind, that's still a takedown. You gave up exposure, that's a takedown.
That's one of the tough things about freestyle is if there's a score, a 2-pointer scored on you, and you get a takedown anyway, you're only getting 1 point. That's one of those things I find a little bit frustrating as far as keeping up at home, getting the fans involved. It can be a little confusing when a guy gives up, folk style minded, at least here in the United States.
And I like to think about it, as soon as there's a score from the feet, take the takedown out of play. Now it is a reversal.
Absolutely.
Back in that similar situation, Carr is able to get his head high in this, take that crotch lift out of play. But look, Benna gets exposure off the ankle lift.
Yeah, he's going to get 2 points and another 2, it looks like. Going 8-1 on the board. And Benna's just doing a good job of, again, we've seen it before, body awareness.
And we're really seeing the difference between somebody who I believe has figured out the freestyle game.
Right.
He's in there, he's looking exposure where Carr's looking takedowns.
Exactly, he's looking freestyle points. We've talked about that before, freestyle points, folk style points. Everyone's like, well, a takedown's a takedown. It's different. It's different in freestyle as opposed to folk style.
And the attack that you're going to make, the how you defend it, it's all totally. I really dislike when I hear a takedown is a takedown because it's not.
It's not. It's absolutely not. And you're seeing this. You have 4 exposures for Benna off the shot attempts of Carr. And it's 8-1 in favor of Benna. I mean, Carr's the only one who's got a quote-unquote takedown, who's been around in parterre position, but he trails by 7 points. It's one of those dynamic situations, freestyle or folk style. But I think, in my opinion, the freestyle rule set is the most exciting rule set that we have, most concrete, especially now with the tweaks in the folk style rules. We won't get into that. That could be an all-day conversation, but I definitely like the way the freestyle rules are set up. Thrown in overtime, and they're perfect, in my opinion. But
I was going to say, the one that I don't like is a 1-1 match, both guys giving up shot clock points.
Yeah.
And that one doesn't go overtime. So if you're aggressive early in the match and passive late, the other guy wins the bout because you were the guy passive late and he gets the late last score.
Yeah, I mean it.
And And I'm okay without overtime except for that one situation.
I can agree with you. But by the same token, you're going to have the guys who say, well, he had 6 minutes to score a takedown. What's another minute going to do? You know, so it's all about perspective, a matter of perspective. But I am one in favor of overtime. But we are back to action here between Benna and Carr. It looks like Benna being a little bit more aggressive here. He's trapped underneath. Went for the shot attempt. Now it looks like Carr is going to work his way around behind, but Benna, you see, he's still fighting. A good fight from Benna, but Carr going to get the takedown. 8-3 now on the board. And Carr really needs to get something going here on top, I think.
And this is where freestyle can make that, big swing. He's down 8-1. He's going to get a lace for 2. If he can get another lace here before they go out of bounds, score points in bunches.
Right. It's a lot easier to score points in bunches, and that's why transition wrestling is one of the major aspects of freestyle and even Greco. So you can see guys down by 8-9 points, and they're right back in the thick of things a minute later. And it's 8-5, Benna in the lead. And interesting, we've seen the offensive guy get scored upon this entire match. So maybe guys are going to be a little bit more hesitant. I mean, if you're Carr, you're going to have to be offensive. But we see Benna with the shot attempt and Carr circling, and he was close to scoring again. Now he's in the shot. Heavy hips from Benna, but Carr, he's going to get flipped to his back right here.
Looking
for the fall. Our mat official was looking for the fall. That's 4 confirmed for Lawton Benna as they go out of bounds. There's going to be no points awarded. But like we said, points in bunches right there. I mean, that was, I don't know how to explain that. I mean, that's just amazing hips from Benna.
And he comes up, reaches back over like a chin whip, but he went to the lat for that throw. I was just getting ready to say Carr's one move away from being ahead in this bout, and the 4 points go up for Benna, and he's ready to finish this off with a technical fall.
Yeah, it's crazy the way the match dynamics are working here. And now we see our first real offensive point of the match with Carr getting the step out off the double leg attempt. He's down by 6, and Benna with having the 4-pointer, Carr's going to have to get at least 7 points here on the board, unless, of course, he scores a 4 himself, but really needs to pick up the action. He's got to lock up something crazy huge, and that's going to be 2 points. I don't believe there was exposure.
Confirmed.
So 12-8. I got to say, this is the stuff I love. 12-8 match, 38 seconds left. Carr's going to keep coming here for the next 35 seconds.
And the thing to look for is him getting to that leg attack right to the lace. He had the lace tight. He ran out of real estate last time. Can he get that locked up in the middle of the mat where he can score multiple turns?
Yeah, and at some point, Benna's going to get hit here for fleeing the hold with 15 seconds left. He's backing up quite a bit. Not that it would be enough to make up ground, but going out of bounds, it's a 12-10 match, and this is that situation, like we said before. Carr is going to need to surpass Benna on the scoreboard. He won't win by criteria if he gets a takedown here. So it's got to be Carr getting either a 4-pointer or a takedown turn, and Carr goes for that inside trip, last-ditch effort. Benna going to get the takedown. 14-10 going to be your final score, it looks like, in favor of Lawton Benna. And that was, a thrilling finish to a match that appeared out of reach.
And back and forth. Carr gets back in the match to 4 points for Benna, and then he's kind of fending off. He knows where he's at with the criteria, and Carr just wasn't able to get that big feet-to-back move that he needed late in the bout.
Right, but I mean, exciting way to kick off our 84-kilo weight class.